All right, so we went for a run on this beautiful day, and we keep having like all of these clear thoughts. So the last couple of weeks, we've been finding that we're not like clear-minded. We haven't really had too much clarity, and we really couldn't focus. Like, we didn't know what we wanted to do for our business every day. We'd wake up like, well, I don't really have anything to do, so let's just watch a movie all day, which is okay sometimes, but not all the time. And we went to our Bible study at Faith Movers last Wednesday, right? And then at the Bible study, it was about hearing, and we got our ears anointed and everything. And in the Bible study, Pastor Moses, he talked about basically about clarity. Everything that we've been like listening to lately, it's just all been coming back to clarity. Like, we listened to a video on YouTube today from Stephen Furnick and his sermon with Bishop T.D. Jakes, and my favorite part from that was that T.D. Jakes, he said, when you're frustrated, it's because God is telling you to move and you're not moving. And in our church service on Sunday, Pastor Moses, he had everybody walking around, walk in faith. Don't stop moving, walk in faith. And listening to the video today, T.D. Jakes, he talks about constant movement and rhythm, how our bodies, it's a rhythm. Our heartbeats, the blood is circulating, not just our bodies, but like the universe is rotating and everything is in constant motion. So my question was, okay, well, why are people not moving?
Yeah, and I kind of thought about it like this. A lot of times what I think about is clarity and faith. And a lot of times I see clarity be at odds with faith. Like, a lot of times if people say, like, if you know exactly what to do, you can do it. And a lot of people, will probably forget to pray about it because it's like, I know what to do. I know what to do. Like, I don't pray every time I raise money just because I know how to do that, even though I should, but I don't, to be honest. But a lot of times people rely on faith when they are unclear about what they should be doing. And what I was kind of thinking...
An example for that is in the video that we were just watching with T.D. Jakes and Stephen Furnick, T.D. Jakes says that God makes trees, and people, they start praying for chairs and tables and all of this, but God only made the tree. It's up to you to make that chair. So I really like that.
Yeah, and kind of what I was thinking is, like, when people are clear, have clarity, a lot of times they ditch the need for faith. And when people have a lot of faith, it's probably because they don't have a lot of clarity. So in my business right now, in my life in general, what I'm trying to do is figure out, how do I mix clarity with faith? Because if you have clarity and faith, there is no room for hesitation or the enemy to break that rhythm that Jasmine was just talking about. So one thing that, I kind of have an analogy for is when we went to Georgia not too long ago, we didn't have a map of how to get from here to Georgia just laid out in front of us with every twist and turn in between, with every stop and everything. All we had was the GPS that was telling us the next exit in our own two eyes, which could see a few, maybe 100 feet ahead of us. And I think a lot of people confuse clarity with knowing how to get from point A to point B and know all the details in between. And I think that's clarity, but that's a level of clarity that you don't necessarily need. If I'm going somewhere that is an 11-hour drive, I don't need to see from here to the place where I'm going. All I need to see is what's right in front of me and the next exit. So if you're an entrepreneur, I think comes a time where, like, what if your goal is to become a billionaire? you're probably not going to have a clear goal on how to get from point A to point B clearly. I think the important thing is that you find out what you need to do today and what you need to do tomorrow. Because as long as you can see the next exit, the next few hundred feet ahead of you, then you compare that with the faith that every time you get to the next destination, God will show you the next exit, the next destination. And I think that's what I've been kind of missing, is like not necessarily being able to pair my ultimate goal with what I'm doing today.
Well, just like
and bridging that gap.
One of our mentors was saying when we saw him a couple weeks ago, he was saying, you know, having a 5-10 year goal is fine, but what is your 3-month goal? What do you need to be focusing on right now? Keep your head down for those 3 months. Pick it back up, see what's around, see what's going on. Put your head back down 3 months. Like, you know, focus on the now and the very, very near future.
Yeah. And one thing I kind of want to tell people is, because I just wanted to document this journey and kind of make it genuine, because a lot of entrepreneurs, they you know, blast their successes all over social media, and they don't necessarily broadcast their failures as much. And I want to completely be transparent with everybody. Like, you know, I joined this group called Renatus not too long ago, basically a year ago. And I did it out of wanting to take control of my own life and knowing that I needed a knowledge and a network in order to do that. And and since then, life has gotten a lot harder. And people would think like, oh, you know, if I buy this education program, if I join this network of people, if I do this or do that, everything will get easier. And that's not at all the case.
The greater you're gonna become, the more that's thrown at you.
Yeah, the enemy will specifically target you because he sees that you're trying to better yourself.
I mean, because if you have people cracking cards and stuff, then you know he's not worried about them because they're already doing bad. They could be living their best life in their terms, but
yeah, I know a guy that
you know,
does that who has a GTR.
Yeah, they don't.
But you know. And, you know, that's kind of what I expected. Since then, you know, I lost the apartment that I lived in. I had to sell my car. And I've tried to get jobs in
between.
We even
got locked out the house today.
Yeah.
And had to pay $200, which we really needed that money. I'm not going to say need, but it really could have been used for bills.
Yeah. So a lot of things has happened. But the thing about it is, it's something that is refreshing about knowing that because God gave you a tree, that God gave you a tree. Is that? Sorry, her battery's low.
I'm sorry.
Something happened. But kind of like she talked about T.D. Jakes, you know, God doesn't give you the table, the chair. He gives you the tree and expects somebody to make the table and the chair, and for you to either be the one who makes it or the one who buys it from the person who makes it. And when God presented me with this opportunity to join Renatus, he was giving me a tree.
He gave us the resources and the tools that we needed to become what we want to be.
Yeah, and
he didn't say, "Oh, here's $1 billion. You're a billionaire now." No.
Even though that would be cool too.
Yeah, it would be nice.
But at the end of the day, I'm really appreciative of
the process.
Because I am literally at a time in my life where I am staying in a spare bedroom at my godmother's house and relying on people to help me pay bills. But I just raised, I'm getting ready to go to the bank and basically fund an LLC that was going to cost me 60 G's, but because I have a knowledge and a network, God has placed people in my life that can do those types of things for me. And this particular person is going to do it about 10 more times. So I didn't have to have it all together. And as an entrepreneur, I want people to understand you don't have to have it all together. Like your life can be totally in shambles. Like
There
you
is
could be
no
lost.
balance.
There is no such thing as balance. But if you continue to walk by faith, not sit by faith, because I see a lot of people who have faith, but they're not moving. If you continue to walk by faith, doors will open up that you would not believe. And honestly, I could be honest about my financial, situation, and that's only because I know that I can call on my network, and with a little bit of prayer and maybe 1 or 2 phone calls, if there was a building that cost $500,000 and it was a good deal, I could buy it. If it was $1 million, $1.5 million, makes no difference. And that's because I have faith, but I also have clarity. So look for both.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah.
And we really hope that you do find the clarity and the faith to get you through whatever process and journey you're going through right now. So yeah, thanks for watching, and this was raw and real. So yeah, we'll see you next time.
See ya.